because just like the Founding Fathers, when they were bringing forth the liberty of this land, a lot of them knew they wouldn't live to truly enjoy the full fruits of what they had brought forth. But they did what they did largely because of their posterity. And I look at the little sweet innocent faces of my grandchildren, and I know that we can't fail with this, because if we do, they will have lost something that they have no idea how badly they will have been harmed. It's interesting, as I lecture around the country, here a while back I've been asked to lecture up in Wyoming on the subject of preserving the nation. And as I spoke, an old fellow, an old cowboy that was sitting on the front row. Cowboy boots looked like they were about 100 years old, and I found out they were afterwards. But he stood up and he says, "I want to talk." So I says, "Go ahead." And he said, "I'm the only one that was born free here." I said, "Really? Tell us about that." So I was born in 1911. He says, "I was born free." He says, "None of the rest of you know what it's like to be free." And it's true. I mean, 1913, we got the Federal Reserve, we got the 16th Amendment, we got the 17th Amendment, and it's really been downhill since then. This idea of progressivism / socialism has been devouring this country ever since. And so this idea of why we do these things is, I think, in my life, is tied not just to my children and grandchildren, certainly, but to your children and grandchildren. And because some of us know what the principles are, we need to help others become well-versed in those principles so they can uphold them. When I was 6 years old, I got lost. And if any of you have been lost before, you know it's a terrifying event, especially to a 6-year-old. And what did I do? My first thought that entered my mind was run. Of course, as a 6-year-old, you don't know. You sit down, assess the situation, look at your resources, look at landmarks, all those kinds of things. But as a 6-year-old, I followed my first thought that came to mind. I ran. Didn't know where I was going, but I was making darn good time. And, that's kind of what's happened in America now. In the last 14 or 15 months, Americans that have never, ever thought about what this nation's about have suddenly been awakened. But they're a lot like I was when I was 6 years old. They're scared. They don't know what to do. And the first thing that they start thinking is that they've got to do something. Let's run. Well, that's the big danger we have now. It's the good and the bad at this point. We have a great opportunity to foster these wonderful principles that have been known for so long time but forgotten in many people's minds. And that's the good thing. The bad thing is that so many of those that are out there in America today are no more directions in their lives and their efforts than I was when I was a 6-year-old that ran. And so they need leadership. One of the great dangers that I see right now is the effort that is being made to co-opt this new-found concern. We have false flag leaders that have come forward. Leaders like Newt Gingrich, for example, or Mitt Romney. And some people here in this group may think your ox has been gored when I say that. But these people are not friends of the cause of liberty and the tradition of Founding Fathers.